Why is this not working out? Why does the neighbour have more riches and their car is fancier and things seem to be happier over that side of the fence than on my side of the fence? So realising this is something that you've called into yourself, this is a state of being, and this is also giving over to the abundance all around you, that of Mother Gaia and what she offers up to you, as well as other energies, that which you can manifest, which includes that of abundance. Some of you have signed a contract, or maybe explored or are under contract in this lifetime to undergo an exploration of what it means to have very little, and how this can impact your life, how simple can also have many pleasures. This is part of soul's growth. This is part of the soul's journey to experience many states of being. Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. I'm Michelle Robinson. I'm a psychic medium, an intuitive mentor, and a channel. So lately I've had many channelings from many beautiful high vibrational beings, and today I'm not sure who's going to come through. I've had glimpses of Archangel Michael, and I haven't channeled him for a very long time, as well as I've got a very strong presence of Yeshua with me today. He actually was just having a little confer with me this morning when I went for a little walk around a lagoon. That was just prior to my membership Intuitive Circle starting. And then at least two of my members actually had a meeting with Yeshua as we did spirit guide readings and collaborating with our spirit guide during that session. So he's making himself very available at the moment. He came across beautifully to one of the students in the Intuitive Circle, and he was so relaxed, and she really picked up on his sense of humour. And I think if you listen to some of the interviews and some of the recordings with Deb Lee, you'd also get a sense through that about Yeshua's sense of humour. He really, initially he blew me away quite a lot with his presence, and it would always bring me to tears. It's just this presence of a high vibrational being, very peaceful, very overwhelming. But over time I've got very used to him, and I absolutely love his presence. He's a really good companion. So I really encourage all of you to reach out and connect with him. So I'm just going to do my thing, close my eyes and connect in. So I've got an awareness that my vibration has definitely risen to that associated with the archangels. I've gone, what I can feel is quite vibrationally high. What I'm seeing though, so I've got a meeting place with the angelics, and it's literally ended up being on a cloud, which is very, I'd say, stock standard. It didn't used to be, but that's the way it's developed. So I've stepped onto that cloud, but what I'm being faced with is like, he's the appearance of a majestic king. He has a white beard and a cloak. The cloak is red with white fur and kind of gilded jewels around the edge of it. Very velveteen with golden embroidery and like almost a coat of arms pattern throughout this as well. His arms are free, and on the hands is some jewels and some big rings, like garnet or a red jewel in the middle finger, and very gold, ornate, heavy jewellery. His eyes are kind though, and he is wearing a golden crown upon his head, and on that crown, and there may be white frill as well with jewels around that, and it looks like a big heavy crown. He's got quite longish white hair underneath this white beard. He appears quite old, and when I look at his hands, his nails and his finger beds and his fingers appear quite aged. I'm hearing Midas, so he does give me like Midas vibes. Isn't he to do with perhaps abundance? I'm not sure. And I'm seeing around him a lot of wealth, piles of coins and gold, which is stacked, and he's on a golden throne. This may have something to do with our abundance, and maybe how we're approaching abundance, or the energy of abundance in our lives. He's kind of nodding, so acknowledging that this could be the case. I feel if I look behind him, the angelics are standing, residing in kind of a semicircle behind him, almost waiting for me to, because he was at the edge of the cloud, so waiting for me to perhaps do this piece and then move towards them. So being very aware of the energy that we have around suffering and lack of, and around scarcity, it's very important at this time not to take on that mindset. There's quite a lot which is occurring on the 3D plane around rising prices. This has occurred with fuel. There's much chatter, and I know even on this channel, around shortages, around needing to take some steps back, mortgages which are increasing, and I feel tales and maybe things that are being said around instability and kind of, I'm hearing share market crashes, stock exchange, these kind of uncertainties. So not allowing this to interplay with you in a way that's saying, I do not have enough, I am going to be poor, there is a feeling that I will be destitute. This is also what is keeping us hungry, keeping us chasing the dollar, that fear that there is not going to be enough, that resources will run out, and that we will be left bereft. And this is not the case, or it can be the case if you so desire and you call this in energetically. So being aware, very aware of your thoughts around this. There is perhaps news which is playing upon your television, that which is conducive to creating fear. The fear is about one's stability, one's future going forward. Am I going to have all the things that I desire and require in my life? So again, there's a certain amount of disengagement that's needed from this, so that you are not coming or dealing from a place of lack of and scarcity. Okay, I'm hearing money, magazine, and investments. So perhaps using what you have wisely, finding ways to work with this and growing what you have. There are methods, and I'm seeing like Jack and the Beanstalk, planting of the bean and the beanstalk growing, and then being able to climb that beanstalk for riches up ahead. So growing something, using your initiative and innovation to plant the seeds to create something from seemingly nothing, that which appeared to be a dried up bean. Here we go. This vessel having done exactly that, grown something from the ground up, something which was not akin to that which she was doing before, knowing and trusting in her team, and knowing they would not let her down if she followed those steps, trod that path, and that path being a road to fame and fortune. Well, I definitely has been quite a bit of hard work. It still is. Her knowing how to put her head down and get results, having done this many times over in her profession, having come across many hurdles and saying the only way forward is through consistency and innovative ways, creative ideas to tackle this problem, coming at it from the left, from the right, digging underneath and jumping over. Eventually there will be a breakthrough, and this I will repeat. Once there is a giving way, once I can see something is giving, I will chip away at this until I have success. This is a strength of character of hers, one that is, so I'm seeing written upon my hand. So for those of you that follow the channel, say Baba Scarcity, he actually stepped forward, and one of our first meetings, he turned my hand over and showed me my Themna eminence, and then a line that went up from my middle finger, or the base of my middle finger, and that was on my left hand. So these are traits that I was born with. So one is it's around hard work, and hard work, dedication. Actually, I can't exactly remember, but that's what I'm being made aware of now. So having a look at the areas where perhaps you give in too easy, where you throw your hands up to the gods, where you wail and say, me, why is this not working out? Why does the neighbour have more riches and their car is fancier and things seem to be happier over that side of the fence than on my side of the fence? So realizing this is something that you've called into yourself, this is a state of being, and this is also giving over to the abundance all around you, that of Mother Gaia and what she offers up to you, as well as other energies, that which you can manifest, which includes that of abundance. Some of you have signed a contract, or maybe explored or are under contract in this lifetime to undergo an exploration of what it means to have very little and how this can impact your life, how simple can also have many pleasures. This is part of soul's growth. This is part of the soul's journey to experience many states of being, that which gives you a lot and that which gives you, I'm hearing, famine. So understanding that many on this earth plane have chosen to take, well, I'm hearing uttering of an oath, uttered an oath where they are saying, I would like to experience a disability. I would like to experience a hardship and know how to work through that. I would like to experience being poor and a beggar upon the streets and see how that changes my reality and what I can learn from that experience. I would like to understand what it is to starve and to know how to appreciate the bread, and perhaps in a different lifetime standing up and saying, I feel for the orphans and I will create a temple in their name and there will be food upon the table for them. So not always understanding that these are the plights of many, there being so much grief and energetic concern for others upon this earth. But what if we were just to observe their reality and not placing a pity or a grievance upon it? This actually creating a lessening of the impact of the lesson which they are here to learn. They may be very proud. I am a homeless man and I am experiencing this state of being. And then another human coming along and placing a veil of pity upon this. This then becoming the reality of the person who was contracted into poverty, them seeing themselves through another's eyes. So being very careful what you bring to the table, how you interact with other parties, how you create a judgment on their behalf of what they are going through, knowing that this may be their lesson to learn and their cross to bear, so to speak. This may bring them into a path of high ascension. This may be the last rung, that of understanding the needs of poverty, how it is to be a drunken man, that with nothing, how it is to be someone who sleeps outdoors or maybe is caught in the crossfire of a religious war, or perhaps one who is a soldier and who loses limbs or capabilities due to service to one's country. This is also serving the soul at the same time. This is the contract that was preordained and created. So this may help. This may help when you see the atrocities upon your screen. I really feel like this is Jesus speaking. It just feels like it. Interesting, because I did go up to a cloud, but it really feel like, yes, he stepped forward. It's Yeshua. I can just tell by the way he's speaking. Okay, I don't know what I was just saying then. I just feel it's being kind of interrupted by me thinking, this is Yeshua. Okay, he's showing me that he was neither poor nor destitute and not one to be pitied, but he was humble, and at times he did undergo periods of famine. He's saying starvation, and had no coins to his name. That when he undertook pilgrimages, and there were times where he was lowered in his maybe financial means or in his ability to support himself, relying on others and his wills and cunning. So he may have partaken, I'm seeing some bread, maybe illegally, knowing what it is to survive, knowing what it is to take an opportunity to secure oneself a bite to eat. This also being such a great lesson for him, knowing the effects of hunger, knowing what it was like to have nothing, and then this being something where he was well known to feed the many. So once he had undergone the sufferance, then he could understand that of others, and this was part of, I'm hearing the ploy, his folly and the ploy. Sometimes I get like the channeling, and then I get other words just intermingled in. So this is where I feel like I'm dealing with many sometimes. And his plight, which allowed him to be a provider, to be a giver. So having plenty himself, although others may not have considered his wealth to be particularly abundant, having been through those hard times, then he felt it so and was able to share and provide. And this was something that he was well known for. And he's saying in the gospel, he's saying actually he preached in the gospel. There are aspects of this gospel which are true and correct, and are remnants of situations and occurrences as they really unfolded, many being witness to his generosity at that time, each looking out for their own, and many not trusting each other and their motives. I'm feeling like there was a very big mistrust amongst the people, as if they were going to be ratted out and exposed, and maybe I'm hearing hung, drawn and quartered, but literally served up to I'm hearing leadership, but I'm just seeing the powers that be. So just the levels of trust, it being much better to put your head down, to mind your business, to walk upon your own way. So it's not that we are not caring and providing for those who are less abundant, I'm hearing, as we see it. It's that not attributing pity or other such emotions to this, just allowing what is to be. This is the way it is supposed to be. This is preordained. The same thing goes for geographical areas where there is famine and people who are passing away, those that can no longer sustain life due to hardship. These factors often carry ripple effects, those which move and create global change or identification of certain situations which are occurring. This is exactly what some of these events are intended for, to be an energetic change maker. I'm seeing Somalia and refugee camps and flies in the eyes and children with heads that are too big for their bodies. Them having said, I can play this role. I will come and be upon the earth for 2 or 3 years. I will be in a state of starvation and sufferance, and yet internally at peace, and at some point I will pass away. There will be many, many of us that will undertake this occurrence, and together this will create an outcry, an outrage, and a ripple for all to see. This ultimately creating a change of perception of humanity and empathy which rises up. Human beings becoming more empathetic and more tapped in over recent decades due to the expansion of video resources through your television, through social media. Not much being hidden from one's eye when there is a camera crew involved. Also remembering that for all sufferances upon the earth, there is much that is pleasurable, beautiful, and joyful. This is also captured on your screens. I'm actually seeing David Attenborough. That in the beauty of the intricate, the small around you, the rainbows, the droplets of water, the dew upon the leaves, the early morning frosts, the mists arising from the waterways, and I'm just getting the haunting appearance of the mists within the trees as well. The mountains with the snow and the sun gleaming off this, carving a trail, the activities which you are able to enjoy out in nature's playground, that of skiing and water sports, kayaking, swimming and boating, that where you can walk beside waterways and feed the ducks, interacting with nature. Don't forget, there is much that is beautiful, there is much that is joyful, which is occurring all around you. So not focusing on the negative, not focusing on the number of dollar bills which are residing within your bank vault and watching them dwindling. Focusing your energy on this and allowing it to change and cause a lower vibrational response in you. Taking time out to seek that which creates joy and pleasure. This is a travesty of the human mind, that which likes to grasp onto the negative, that which likes to play that negative as if it's in a loop again and again, missing moments that are passing you by, time passing by, and a year or two may go, and yet the issues still remaining the same. Taking some time to journal, writing down those things that are repeating, which are causing you concern. This is important, bringing it out for yourself to see and recognize where you're looping, where there are issues. Is there an action which needs to be undertaken? Is there a creative solution which can be sought? Is there a different approach which I can take? Can I mirror this situation in a different way so I can see what it is trying to teach me, what it is trying to tell me? So attempting to be aware of one's emotional state, of one's thoughts at all times. And only then, with these awarenesses, can we often turn them to the upside, to the happy side, to that of sunshine and rainbows, recognizing that we spend too long down in the doldrums and not enjoying passing us by, moments passing us by, relationships and interactions which could be joyful passing us by. This also seems to go hand in hand with a degree of isolation. So recognizing where you have allowed these events to pull you in, to close your door, to sit you down in a state of isolation, dwelling upon one's own thoughts, not wanting to be interrupted, enjoying the gloating over one's current demise of situation. This is a very hard place to come back from, one where creative solutions are not easy to find. So creative solutions for current troubles often being found when the purging of the words, of the concerns, of the worries can come out upon the page or be spoken to another, allowing them to be released for your vibration to uplift, and in that uplifting for you to be able to seek solutions and remedies to some of these apparent melodies, whatever that word. This is also true for those who are experiencing physical ailments, and I'm actually seeing cancer. Some of these being some of the strongest people on earth at this time, being able to smile through the pain and through the treatment, and knowing that the outcome does not bear well for them in times to come, knowing that their lives will be cut short and deciding to make the best of this. Looking to some of these people and gathering some of their strength. Some of these are displaying themselves on social media, telling stories which inspire and uphold others. I too can lead my life this way. I too can do this, knowing that I likely have more tomorrows than this person I am watching. So here are some lessons which I impress upon you today. This channel deciding to confer. Actually, I had a reading which moved, so I thought, great, I'll do a channeling, so it was a little bit last moment. With us, me standing by her side, always not far away, her having a close connection with me through this time. This is because of her energetic demeanour, that which calls me in, which confers with me, and I am available to any who will have the foresight to interact with me this way. I can be everywhere, in many places all at once. I can sit with you at your dinner. I can talk with you in your travel, in the passenger side of your car. Just call me in and we can chat. I have the power and the opportunity to assist you in many ways. I am not such a terrible companion. I can be quite entertaining at times, and you will enjoy me. So reach out your hand. I have not had the opportunity in times past to commune with you as I am able to now, and I am enjoying this very much. I bless you. I look forward to conferring with you in future times going forward, and I leave you now. Oh my gosh. Oh, what has happened to the light? Wow. I don't know how long it's been like that for. Hopefully you've been able to see me. If not, I'm sure you've been able to hear me. The beautiful Yeshua, and sorry, the lights changed while I've had my eyes closed. Maybe that was all very meaningful. I'm not sure. So I just want to say thank you for being here. That was wonderful. I really loved that one. That was some really great lessons. If you're interested in having these kind of tap-ins or being involved with intuitive growth, don't forget to have a look at my membership. This membership, the highest tier, really supports those who are undergoing intuitive growth or wanting to increase your connection. So this might be something that you're interested in and just not aware that I have available. Also, many guided meditations that can help with your connection as well. Courses, so take a look in my description if there's something there that you're interested in. I look forward to seeing you next time, and maybe without this crazy lighting that's going on right now. So I'll see you then.